The benefit just stay the same through the veg period.
What time can we leave?
Pardon me?
What time can we leave today?
We're gonna get to that right after this meeting. I'll give you the directions on how we want to collect all the stuff that needs to be done, and then you can go. While we're on the bench, you'll be supporting finding new projects,
Gosh.
like we just mentioned.
Yeah.
within the
It's
ecosystem.
I remember the feeling of working in an office like that. Jeez.
well, can you imagine just you go into work like a regular day and then all of a sudden that's what you get. Like, yeah, we're laying everybody off effective right now. And then for them that would ridiculously hurt me if that happened to me. You know what I mean? Because this is like an everyday life and then all of a sudden there's nothing else. What are you going to do?
That's why you're gonna always
know?
have to have that side hustle now.
Right,
Can't really
right.
rely on any like corporate entity or working for someone, not even Google.
Right. The biggest thing really is because Google is trying to save money and cutbacks. Cutbacks. Everybody knows the Google campus in California. It's ridiculous. Have you ever seen that? Have you ever Googled it by any chance?
A little bit. I saw the bean bags and the slides.
The
That kind of
beanbags,
thing.
the slides, the ridiculous coffee shop, the ridiculous food court that's provided for everybody, the housing that's provided for everybody, and then they're wondering why there's no they're running out of money and they're spending too much. Well, your overhead spending is ridiculous, and then to make it worse, childcare that's being provided all of a sudden is also being taken away, which hurts a lot of people, especially
Oh no.
the younger generation. This guy actually explains it all pretty good, real quick. I apologize. I know we're over, but I wanted to get this in at least.
Go for
to
it.
do so many layoffs, along with cutting down on perks like childcare and snacks, is because they know they're no longer the best game in town. Compare Google with a new app like Perplexity, for example. If
Well, real quick, I apologize. I know it's going over, like I said, but one of the biggest
fine.
things that he brought up first was cutting away childcare. Understandable, but snacks, really,
Mm.
snacks. You mean to tell me you can't pack your own lunch to work? Sorry.
in town. Compare Google with a new app like Perplexity, for example. If I search the best things to do in New York, the first 5 results on Google are ads. And then I scroll down some more, I
Right.
get a bunch of questions and then some blue links that I need to click on to maybe get the answers that I'm looking for. Compare this with Perplexity where bam, I get straight up the best answers. This is
It's so true though, because that's one thing I definitely noticed after seeing this. I did a little bit of research, Google this, Google that. With Google, there's too many things. You know, there's ad after ad after ad, and then other things, pointers that's unrelated to what you're looking for instead of giving you the answer. I don't know if you've ever tried Perplexity. Exactly what he said. You search something, boom, right there. You know,
Is that the same, similar, or different from, let's say, Brave, which is another browser?
I've never used Brave, to be honest with you.
Mm.
I'm actually trying to. I'm writing these down. Like Brave, is that the one that you're using? I
Yeah.
wrote it down because I want to try
Yeah.
it as well. You know,
Yeah. Probably not connected, but it just reminded me of the whole situation with the the migrant situation that you were sharing.
Right.
But even the migrants themselves have like American backers, citizens that are complaining for the migrants, saying like, "Hey, the migrants are not getting enough rights, or the
Yeah.
migrants are not getting enough facilities, or we're demanding more beds and we're demanding more." you know,
It's
housing
it's
facilities.
insane.
So
We're gonna. That's one thing we're definitely gonna talk about in full on the next episode because
and
it's
maybe I don't know enough about the situation, but when if I compare Google and the migrant situation, it's like there's a little bit of like the word that comes out is entitlement,
entitlement. Yeah, yeah,
right? Like
entitlement.
that's the thing I think about America. It's like we got our rights, we have our this is what we want, this is what we deserve.
Yeah, yeah, definitely. In this particular case, though, it's a bit different because yes, the people or the employees of Google are being entitled about it. Go
You know
ahead.
what? Listen, this is what they should do. Both the migrant situation, the hole in the wall, people coming through the border, and
Right.
the Google situation. You know what the solution is?
What?
Just hire Filipinos. or make all the migrants be Filipinos. If they were migrants, we wouldn't be asking for extra beds or housing facilities because we would stay in our relatives.
Right.
And if we were working for Google and then they cut the lunch break or they cut the food or the snacks, oh, magbabaon na lang kami. We'll bring our own food. It's like not really a problem.
That's the problem there. Why does he? I understand at the beginning, Google will provide all these luxury things to make it easier or entice people to work for Google and whatnot. But that's the entitlement mentality that when it's taken away from you, what are you gonna do? Why do you have to bitch about it? You don't.
That's what I mean
first-
about us Filipinos. I don't think yes, there are some of us that are entitled, but I think most of us are not entitled, and we would just sort
Right.
of adapt to the idea like it's okay.
Exactly.
We still, as long as we're still working for Google, it's okay. We'll bring our own baon, sir.
Right,
You know?
right. Exactly.
And like I said, if there's no place to sleep, we'll either sleep under the bridge or call a relative. Phone a friend.
Filipinos-
Probably another Filipino.
right. Filipinos will look at the brighter side of things. It's true though. We need to look at will look at the brighter side of things and then adapt to it, just like what you said. Now, what's going on here? If there's a Filipino worker that's working at Google, I'm sure he's not like, oh shit, they took the snack bar away. It's okay, I still have a job. You know what I
Right,
mean?
Exactly. We would be so grateful.
It's not like it's the end of the world all of a sudden, where a lot of these workers, I'm like, oh shit, man, that sucks. They took away Starbucks from the office. Dude, give me a break. It's a luxury that was provided for you for all these years. You know what I mean? Now,
So that's the latest. That's stressing you out.
well, that and the whole immigration status, but this whole Google thing, I think they really screwed this up. The Google campus in California was just way, way, way overhead, I'm sure. Okay. Hence, that money, all those that decade long that they had that, they could have saved that money to secure more jobs or longevity of the jobs for these people, as opposed to letting them go. And then you're gonna lay off people because you're trying to save money. Okay, I understand, but you know what? Maybe take away the things that aren't necessary, the frivolous things of the free park, the free housing, the free lunch, the snack bar, the fruit bar, the breakfast bar, the gym, the whatever. All of those things that needs to be updated, maintained, and whatnot. Money being spent, right? Also, with today's days, having to have an open or a physical location, yes, I understand the necessity of things, but you live in a world where working remotely is possible. For what they do, they probably don't need to have a Texas location, but at least those workers could still work remotely. Or maybe, as opposed to letting them all go, cut down pay. Okay, you probably have a board member or a higher level worker or officer that's making $1 million. Okay, if you cut it by 25%, which is more than enough to cover a number of people's salary, is it really going to hurt them? Now, I know it's going to suck for that person if you cut that person's pay, but have the decency, or maybe think about it, longevity for everybody else.
Yeah. So come to think of it, I guess I didn't realize it when you mentioned it a while ago. They cut off the whole office.
The whole
As in,
office.
they didn't lay people off. They didn't lower their salary.
Close down the
They-
location.
There was no warning.
Exactly.
Well, obviously it's money, but why do you think they're losing revenue? Why are they losing money? Is it from the ads?
That's why I
People are
don't
not-
even know. Because when you log in, it's like the guy said, if you Google something, it's ad after ad after ad before you even get anything. Obviously, they're generating money from that. So where's the money going? It's the whole idea of like the rich getting rich, maybe. I don't know. Who's to say? I don't run that business. I wouldn't know where their expenditure is, what their overhead is, what their break point is for every given week or month or quarter. I don't know. It's just me knowing that where I came from and what I'm still working for. My train of thought is I'm always wanting to have some kind of longevity, not just for myself, maybe my employee as well. Am I going to spend $15 a day on Starbucks, or can I use that $15 a day to add on to somebody's potential pay later on? Do you see my point?
Remember back in the day when Google's like tagline was "Don't be evil."
Have they gotten into that category already?
Did you ever come across that? And then like one day, all of a sudden, like while I was reading, like in the middle of like I remember it was about like Google Earth. I remember I downloaded a PDF that one of the first pages said Google don't be evil, and then a few weeks or months later they changed it to something else. I was like, yeah, something fishy is going on.
I guess my I can't speak for everybody else, but my train of thought is, if I'm given the option, okay, we're going to cut your hours and cut your pay. I know it's going to suck, but it's better than not having a pay at all. I'd be okay with that. Then I can figure out what to do next while still having something, as opposed to nothing at all, where I'm just
Is
being
anybody
told
complaining? Like, are lawyers
Of course.
coming out?
I don't know if lawyers are coming out, but people are definitely affected by it, and they're just obviously they're shattered by this. It's their way of living. But if I was Google, like I said, I'd gradually do it. Maybe to see if there's any improvement. Like, okay, cut your pay first, and then again, maybe a board member that's making $10 million a year. Shit. You mean to tell me you can't relive your life on $5 million and use that other $5 million to keep somebody else's job, right?
Well, there could be other things going on that we don't know about. But why are
Exactly.
you so affected by it?
It just sucks to have to see all these people go into work and literally find out at the morning, okay, this is your last day.
You're taking it
Come
from a
on.
manager's perspective, like if you were the guy managing the store or the
Yeah.
office.
Yeah. That particular building, the Texas building alone, I'm like thinking to myself, Jesus Christ, that's got to suck for the managers of that office, because it's not their decision.
I'm sure there's
Obviously, there's a
something
lot of
else going on.
question. There's a lot of question. Is there a severance pay? I'm sure there is. Is there some kind of a transition, whatever? But I don't know. We don't know that. Just let me finish what this guy is saying real quick.
What Google would look like if they didn't care about selling you ads. But they can't do it because ads is 60% of all of the money that they make. And you cannot sell ads if you give people the right answer immediately. There used to be a time where Google was the best because they cared the most about your experience. But that's not the case anymore. That's why Google is preparing to get slapped in the face, because they know it's only a matter of time before people realize what it feels like to get the answers you're looking for straight away. And that's why
Yeah. It's Jesus Christ, man. It sucks.
All I can say
can't.
is don't quit your side hustle, man. Again,
Yeah, man.
do your own
It's-
thing.
Yeah, it sucks, and I know it was something like that is definitely bound to happen no matter what, especially with the lifestyle that Google presents to its employees. But I think they could have handled it smoothly and leveled it out, as opposed to all of a sudden just like that. There's always a way.
There's got to be something else going on, like behind.
Oh,
the
I'm
scenes.
sure.
Maybe,
I'm
like maybe
sure
the-
there is.
Maybe the whole office was corrupt. I don't know. Maybe they were all doing something
Right.
fishy, and they didn't
Right.
want to let anybody know, or the management was kind enough not to let them know, not to let the public know, and make it look bad on management, just like cutting the whole
Right.
office off. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
There's always the press release, and then there's always the real story behind it.
Right. Well, listen, I apologize for getting extra long there. That's like way too long already. So let's close this out.
Enjoy the rest of your Sunday.
Yeah, hey, have a good day. Hey, listen. So that's it. No more adding anything else?
I'm good.
All right. Hey, guys, thank you very much again for joining us. Sorry for going a little bit too long. Next episode, we're going to dive into, I really want to talk about the illegal immigrant situation that's going on here. Anyway, enjoy the rest of your weekend, people. Again, this is The Flip Side with Jay Noel. My name is Jay,
Name's Noel.
and we'll catch you guys later.
On the flip side.
Catch us on the next episode, Wednesday, 6:30 a.m. Eastern, 7:30 p.m. Philippines. This is The Flip Side with Jay